Hi, I'm John Wells. I'm helping to coordinate the Capital Campaign 7 program at Emmanuel Lutheran Church this year. There's really three parts of the campaign that we're focusing on. The first is to pay off the remaining mortgage. There's about $150,000 left on the mortgage pertaining to the addition that was built back in the early 2000s, and through the church's faithful support and stewardship, we've managed to whittle that down to all but just a little bit now. And the second aspect of the campaign is to come up with a fund to support no-end costs that we expect to incur in the future relating to the building. These are maintenance costs for big ticket items such as the roof or the HVAC system, the air conditioners, the boilers. And then the third prong of the campaign is to support our synod. The St. Paul Area Synod is doing a church planting and leadership development initiative across its member churches, and in that regard, we'd like to be involved in supporting the synod. So it's three things, again: the mortgage, the maintenance fund, and the support for the synod's project.
I'm excited to participate in Emmanuel's capital campaign because, did I mention we could be debt-free in 2023? I've been a member at Emmanuel for over 20 years, and I don't know that I even remember exactly what the building looked like before the remodel, but I really appreciate the spaces that were created, the ability to gather for a cup of coffee in the gathering space, and catch up on what people were doing within the last week between services. The spaces in the basement where after Wednesday night dinner, kids are running around and playing while we share a meal together. As someone who's been here for over 20 years and raised my kids within the church and participated in and benefited from so many programs that Emmanuel has to offer, I'd like to see our building continue to be used for both the church community and those in the neighboring area, and to have it be well cared for.
The property team has listed probable major repairs up to the year 2030 and what we might need to invest in our facility. It was quite revealing. In the next 5 to 7 years, there are some expensive repairs ahead. It is impossible to accurately predict when the work needs to take place and what the cost will be. It is wise for Emmanuel to have a funding reserve so that it can respond quickly and be able to spare Emmanuel the pain of multiple special funding requests or having to take out a loan. Most of the work that is necessary may not be very obvious. Elevator control modifications, roofing replacements, sanctuary air conditioning that is becoming difficult to repair, carpet replacement, to name a few. Some changes will be more obvious. One opportunity is to better use Emmanuel's site and improve our exposure to the community. During the pandemic, Emmanuel discovered new ways of using our exterior spaces. Presently, the landscaping, especially near the Snelling Avenue approach, is deteriorating and functionally outdated, not very inviting. We need to define our goals and develop a new site plan. I ask you to please support the capital campaign. Let me or any other property team member know if you would like more information.
The purpose of Planting Hope is to uplift the larger church and families living in St. Paul. There are 4 goals or parts of the project. The first 2 goals are about challenging and helping every church member to develop deeper faith. And it's also about strengthening congregations to be more inviting, eager to share God's grace, and firmly planted to serve others in their particular context, whatever that might be. The next 2 goals speak personally to me. Goal 3 is to raise up a generation of leaders in the church, especially leaders of color who can fit with the changing demographics in our synod. I have personally had the pleasure of knowing a handful of these new pastors, and I see that they are bringing energy and passion not only to a small group of parishioners, but they are becoming leaders in our synod and larger church as well. And the final goal, 4, is to invest $1 million in a transformational project on the east side of St. Paul. I grew up on the east side, and recently I moved back there. We love this neighborhood, the diversity, and also it has historically been home to recent immigrants, and it provides lower cost housing for families. And they will be expanding a project called Families Together. It's a preschool that has been currently operating in the Frogtown neighborhood. They're going to be opening a second site on the east side where there are many children under the age of 5. As Bishop Lull says, we can expect our own lives to be transformed by this project. You are part of the church that is making this investment. I hope you are excited about it as we are.
Emmanuel, we have a lot of celebrating to do. We just passed a milestone of 150 years as a congregation. We're on track in this capital campaign to pay off our mortgage in about 1.5 years. And I continue to be excited about the new and creative ways we've found to be church, both within our building walls, our community, and beyond.